You are scrolling through your phone late at night. You just read an article claiming you need $3 million to retire comfortably. $3 million. You check your retirement account, $470,000. You have been saving for 20 years. You are ahead of most Americans. But according to this article, you are not even halfway there. The article breaks it down. $10,000 per month requires $3 million. $5,000 per month needs $1.5 million. Even $3,000 per month demands $900,000 minimum. You close the app. You stare at the ceiling. You wonder if you will ever stop working. Here is what that article did not tell you. Those numbers are mathematically fraudulent. Not because the math is wrong, but because the math is deliberately incomplete. It is designed to make you panic, feel inadequate, and buy something. My name is Alex. I have spent too much time dismantling the fear-based retirement advice that dominates this country. Today, we are rebuilding these calculations from scratch. When we are done, you will realize the number you actually need is probably 30 to 50% lower than what you have been told. Maybe more. The reason those headlines are wrong is simple. They completely ignore the single largest source of retirement income almost every American has: Social Security, not some tiny supplement. A guaranteed monthly payment that averages over $3,000 for couples and over $2,000 for singles. These are inflation-adjusted payments that last until you die. Yet article after article treats Social Security like it does not exist. Why? Because if they included Social Security, the scary headline disappears. You would not click, you would not panic, you would not buy their course or hire their advisor. Fear is profitable. Accuracy is not. Let us do this properly. We will examine 3 spending levels: $3,000 per month, $5,000 per month, $10,000 per month. These capture almost the entire middle class. We will calculate the real portfolio you need, not the imaginary terror number. Start with $3,000 per month, $36,000 per year. The fear merchants say you need $900,000, but they forgot Social Security. As of 2026, average Social Security for a single retiree is $2,071 monthly. For married couples, $3,208 monthly. These just increased in January and will increase every year with inflation. Watch what happens when we include this. If you are married and spending $3,000 monthly, Social Security covers all of it. Your spending is $3,000. Your Social Security is $3,200. You have a $200 surplus. You need 0 portfolio withdrawals. That $900,000 target, you do not need it. I am not suggesting retiring with no savings. That is reckless. Medical costs happen. Cars break. Roofs leak. You need cushion and flexibility. But if your goal is maintaining $3,000 monthly and you are married, Social Security handles it. Your portfolio is your safety net, not your income source. For single people, Social Security brings $2,100 monthly, target $3,000, gap of $900 monthly, or $11,000 yearly. Using a 4.7% withdrawal rate, you need about $237,000. Accounting for spending decline with age, closer to $200,000. $200,000, not $900,000. They lied by a factor of 4.5. A single person spending $3,000 monthly needs $200,000, not $900,000. For couples, even less. The difference is $700,000. That is the difference between retiring at 62 versus 70, between possible and impossible. Now $5,000 monthly, $60,000 yearly. This is middle class, where most retirees actually live, not the extremes. Most cluster between $4,000 and $6,000 monthly. The Fear article claims $1.5 million. For married couples, Social Security covers $3,200, target $5,000, gap of $1,800 monthly, or $21,500 yearly. At 4.7% withdrawal, you need $457,000. With spending decline adjustment, $390,000. $400,000. Not $1.5 million. They were off by over $1 million, nearly 4 times too high. For singles, Social Security covers $2,100, target $5,000, gap $2,900 monthly, or $35,000 yearly. You need $750,000. Even for singles, it is $750,000, not $1.5 million. They doubled it. For couples, they quadrupled it. This is not error. This is pattern. Before we hit $10,000 monthly, we need to address the biggest lie in these calculations. The assumption spending stays flat forever, that you spend the same at 95 as at 65. This is in every calculator, every article, and it is completely false. Real retirees do not spend this way. Study after study shows spending declines with age, not from running out of money, because life changes. A RAND study tracking retirees 14 years found real spending declined 1.7% yearly for singles, 2.4% for couples. JP Morgan analyzed 4 million households. Spending drops 30% between 60 and 85. Bureau of Labor Statistics confirms it. Those 65 and older spend 26% less than those 55 to 64. Why? Because 65-year-olds are different from 85-year-olds. At 65, you travel, eat out, stay active. By 85, you have paid off your house. Kids are independent. You simplified. This is not deprivation. This is aging. Assuming flat spending for 30 years means maintaining early retirement energy until death. Nobody does this. The traditional 4% rule does not account for this. It assumes withdrawing 4% year one, then adjusting for inflation every year, regardless of portfolio performance or actual needs. It treats you like a machine, but you are human. Humans slow down. Factoring in spending decline, portfolios shrink 15 to 20%. That $400,000 for couples at $5,000 monthly drops to $320,000. The $750,000 for singles, closer to $640,000. This is not wishful thinking. This is actual retiree data. Yet mainstream calculators ignore it because if they included it, numbers stop being scary. Now $7,000 monthly, $84,000 yearly. Upper middle class, not the norm. Above average. For couples, Social Security still covers $3,200. Target $7,000. Gap $3,800 monthly, or $45,500 yearly. You need $968,000. Notice the shift. At $3,000, Social Security did everything. At $5,000, most of it. At $7,000, your portfolio pulls more weight. This is the inflection point where retirement gets expensive. For singles at $7,000, Social Security covers $2,100, Gap $4,900 monthly. You need $1.26 million. Most retirees never spend this much. Bureau of Labor Statistics shows 81% spend under $4,000 monthly. Only 3% spend $7,000 plus. Planning for $7,000 means planning high-end retirement, not typical. Finally, $10,000 monthly, $120,000 yearly. The headline number. For couples, Social Security covers $3,200. Target $10,000. Gap $6,800 monthly or $82,000 yearly. You need $1.7 million. $1.7 million, not $3 million. They were off by $1.3 million. 75% inflation. For singles spending $10,000, Social Security covers $2,100. Gap $7,900 monthly or $95,000 yearly. You need $2 million. $2 million. Not $3 million. Even at the highest spending level, even for singles, the real number is 33% lower than headlines. Here is the pattern. At every spending level, fear-based numbers are wrong, not by a little, by a lot. 30%, 50%, sometimes 300%, always in the same direction, always inflated, always designed to make you feel inadequate. If you believe you need $3 million and have $500,000 saved, you feel hopeless. But if you learn you need $1.7 million, the gap is manageable, you have a shot. Retirement becomes a plan, not a fantasy. And if your target is $5,000, not $10,000, which is more realistic, the number drops further. $400,000 if married, $750,000 if single. If you have $500,000 saved and are married, you are ahead, way ahead. You could retire now. This is not theoretical. Millions of Americans retire yearly with portfolios smaller than headlines suggest. They make it work. They live comfortably, travel, help grandkids. They are fine because real math works. Fake math does not. Let me address the elephant. What if Social Security gets cut? Valid concern. The worst-case scenario per Social Security trustees is by 2034 the trust fund depletes. If Congress does nothing, unlikely, benefits reduced to 77%, not eliminated. Reduced. 2,100 becomes 1,600. 3,200 becomes 2,500. Not ideal, but does it destroy calculations? No. Even at 77%, Social Security covers massive spending portions. The gap grows. You need bigger portfolios, but nowhere near inflated fear numbers. And Congress letting benefits drop to 77% without action is unlikely. Social Security is the third rail of politics. Untouchable. Reforms will happen. Adjustments will be made. Total collapse is not on the table. Factor in uncertainty. Assume 90% of projected benefits. Add 50,000 buffer. But do not let hypothetical fears double or triple your savings target. That is not risk management. That is paranoia. Here is what to do. Go to ssa.gov now. Create an account. Look up your projected Social Security based on actual work history. Do not rely on averages. Get your real number. Takes 5 minutes. Once you have it, calculate your actual gap. Your real gap, take target monthly spending. Subtract Social Security. Whatever remains is what your portfolio covers. Multiply that annual gap by 25 for 4% rule, by 21 for 4.7%, by 18 with spending decline factored. That is your number, your real number. Not the one designed to sell you something or make you panic, the one reflecting your life, benefits, goals. If your number is lower than expected, do not second guess it. Do not assume you miscalculated because it does not match headlines. The headlines are wrong. Your math is right. Trust your math. If you are in your 40s unsure of retirement spending, here is the shortcut. Most retirees spend 55 to 80% of pre-retirement income. Making $80,000 yearly now means spending $44,000 to $64,000 yearly in retirement. Pick the high end conservatively. $64,000 yearly is $5,300 monthly, back to $5,000 monthly calculations. If married, you need $400,000. If single, $750,000. If you are 45 with $300,000 saved, you are not behind. You are ahead. 20 years to add 1 to 400,000, totally doable. This is not magic. This is honest math. Math including all income sources, not just headline-worthy ones. Math accounting for how real humans spend in retirement. Math respecting that you are not a spreadsheet. You are a person. People slow down, simplify, adjust. The retirement industrial complex wants you anxious, clicking, buying, but you do not need their fear. You need your numbers. Your real numbers. Now you know how to calculate them. Go get your Social Security projection. Decide what you want to spend. Calculate your real gap. Compare it to what you have been told. The gap is likely smaller than you thought, maybe non-existent. If you are closer to retirement than you thought, do not let anyone talk you out of it. Do not let fear disguised as prudence convince you to double your target. Safe is good. Paranoid is not safe. Know the difference. You are not behind. Headlines lied. Calculators lied. The entire fear-based apparatus lied. But data does not lie. Math does not lie. Now you have both. Your retirement is not a headline. It is your life. Plan it like your life, not like their clickbait.